In the world of aviation, Boeing has long been a symbol of innovation and excellence. The company's name has been synonymous with pioneering feats and milestones in the field of aerospace. From the humble beginnings of the Model 1 seaplane to the technological marvel that is the Dreamliner, Boeing has been a constant presence, pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Yet, behind the gleaming fuselages and the roar of jet engines, a darker story was unfolding. A narrative not of progress and achievement but of deceit and corruption. A tale that threatened to tarnish the lustrous image of this aviation giant. Boeing, a company once revered for its commitment to safety and quality, found itself at the center of a scandal that sent shockwaves through the industry. Allegations of fraud, malpractice, and a disregard for safety standards emerged, painting a disturbing picture of corporate greed. At the heart of the controversy was the company's handling of its newest aircraft, the 737 MAX. Tragically, 2 fatal crashes within the span of 5 months put the aircraft and its manufacturer under intense scrutiny. Investigations unearthed a troubling pattern of shortcuts and cover-ups, an attempt to rush the plane into service at the cost of human lives. The revelations sent ripples of disbelief and outrage across the globe. How could a company so esteemed, so integral to the history of aviation, stoop to such lows? The scandal was a stark reminder of the potential pitfalls of unchecked ambition and the relentless pursuit of profits. In the midst of this turmoil, a beacon of integrity emerged. Sarah, a young engineer at Boeing, found herself in possession of information that would expose the depth of the corruption within the company. Faced with a moral dilemma, she made the brave decision to come forward with her findings. Sarah's call would set off a chain of events that would rock Boeing to its core. Meet Sarah, a young engineer at Boeing who stumbled upon evidence of corruption within the company. She couldn't ignore the signs of deceit any longer. Sarah was a dedicated employee, a true believer in the power of aviation to change the world. But what she discovered shook her to the core. She found a trail of emails, memos, and financial documents that painted a picture of corporate greed and unethical conduct. She saw names she recognized, people she had admired and respected, embroiled in a web of deceit. It was a bitter pill to swallow. Sarah was at a crossroads. She could turn a blind eye, continue her work, and enjoy the security of her job. Or she could do what her conscience was urging her to do: expose the truth. It was a daunting decision. She knew that blowing the whistle could cost her everything: her job, her career, even her friends. But Sarah was not one to shy away from doing what's right. She gathered all the evidence, meticulously documenting the corruption she had uncovered. She knew she had to be thorough, she had to be sure. Her heart pounded in her chest as she dialed the number for Boeing's internal affairs. The voice on the other end of the line was calm, unassuming. But as Sarah began to lay out the evidence, the silence on the other end grew heavy. She could sense the gravity of her words sinking in. She was no longer just an engineer, she was a whistleblower, shining a light on the dark corners of a company she had once admired. She hung up the phone, her hands shaking. She had done it. She had spoken out, risked it all for the sake of truth. There was no turning back now. She had set the wheels in motion, and only time would tell what would come of her courage. But little did she know the corruption ran deep, and those she trusted were involved. As the truth came to light, public outrage grew. Boeing's reputation was tarnished, and the future of the company hung in the balance. The shockwaves reverberated around the world. Longtime aviation enthusiasts, industry insiders, and the general public alike were left aghast. The trusted name of Boeing, once a symbol of innovation and excellence, was now associated with deceit and corruption. Trust, once lost, is not so easily regained. As the scandal unfolded, it became clear that this was not merely a case of a few rotten apples. The rot had spread, casting a shadow over the entire barrel. The corruption was systemic, embedded deep within the core of the company. This was an ugly revelation, one that shook the faith of many in the company's commitment to safety and integrity. The fallout was swift and severe. Boeing's share prices plummeted, its credibility questioned. Consumers were hesitant to fly on Boeing planes, and airlines began to reconsider their orders. The financial losses were staggering, running into billions of dollars. Yet, in the midst of this crisis, Boeing could not afford to wallow in self-pity. The company had to act, and act fast. It was time for damage control, for reassurances, for transparency, and most importantly, for change. Boeing's leadership took to the stage, expressing their deep regret over the scandal. They promised a thorough investigation, vowing to hold those responsible accountable. They pledged to overhaul their corporate culture to prioritize ethics and integrity over profits. Their message was clear. Boeing is committed to regaining the trust of our customers and the public. They knew they had a long and arduous journey ahead. The road to redemption is never easy. It would take more than mere words to restore faith in the company. But Boeing was ready to face the challenge. They understood that this was a necessary journey, one that they had to embark on to restore their tarnished reputation. Boeing was not just fighting for its survival, it was fighting for its soul. Only time would tell if their efforts would bear fruit. Only time would tell if the public would once again entrust their lives to Boeing. Only time would tell if Boeing could truly rise from the ashes, stronger and better than before. Because at the end of the day, Boeing is committed to regaining the trust of our customers and the public. In the end, the Boeing scandal serves as a cautionary tale. It reminds us that no company is immune to corruption, and it's up to each of us to speak up against wrongdoing. This scandal has underscored the importance of integrity and transparency within corporate cultures, values that should be held to a higher standard than mere profit margins. The Boeing scandal was a stark reminder of the potential pitfalls of unchecked corporate greed. When ethics take a backseat to profits, the consequences can be dire, not just for the reputation of a company, but for the safety and trust of the public as well. The scandal was an unfortunate display of corporate negligence and deceit, rooted in a culture that prioritized profit over safety and honesty. It's a stark warning to other corporations, reminding them of the heavy price to pay when integrity is compromised. It's a call for companies worldwide to reassess their own ethical standards to ensure they're not just ticking boxes, but genuinely prioritizing ethical conduct. But amidst the darkness there was a beacon of light, Sarah, the whistleblower. Her courageous act of speaking up against the corruption within her own workplace is a testament to the power of individual action. Whistleblowers like Sarah are the unsung heroes in these situations, often risking their own careers to expose wrongdoing and seek justice. They remind us that it is not just corporations as entities that bear responsibility, but the individuals within them as well. Sarah's story underscores the importance of fostering a corporate culture where employees feel empowered to speak up without fear of retaliation. It's a lesson for companies to ensure they have robust whistleblower protection policies in place and a culture that encourages transparency and accountability. In conclusion, the Boeing scandal has left us with some valuable lessons. It's a potent reminder of the importance of corporate ethics, the destructive potential of greed, and the crucial role of whistleblowers in upholding integrity. Sarah's story in particular serves as a powerful reminder that even in the face of adversity, one person can make a difference. And as for Sarah, her bravery helped uncover the truth and bring about change. In the aftermath of the Boeing scandal, it's important to remember the courage displayed by individuals like Sarah. It was her determination to expose the truth, her refusal to turn a blind eye to corruption, that sparked the chain of events leading to the exposure of this corporate giant's deceit. Sarah's story is a testament to the power of individuals to stand up against wrongdoing, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Sarah's role in uncovering the Boeing scandal is not just a story of courage, but also a reminder of the importance of integrity in the corporate world. Her actions were driven by a belief in doing what's right, in upholding the values that every company should strive to embody. This belief led her to take a stand, to risk her career and personal safety, in order to shine a light on the dark corners of corporate greed. Sarah's story is a call to action for all of us. It's a reminder that corruption can lurk anywhere, even within the most respected institutions. It's a call to stay vigilant, to question, to probe, and to not accept the status quo when it feels wrong. We must remember that every one of us has a role to play in maintaining the integrity of our industries. We must also remember that companies are accountable to us, their customers, their employees, and the public. They owe us honesty, transparency, and a commitment to ethical conduct. When they falter, it's our duty to hold them accountable, to demand better. In the end, the Boeing scandal is a tale of corporate greed, but it's also a tale of individual courage and integrity. It's a reminder that each of us has the power to effect change, to speak up against corruption, and to demand accountability from those in power. So, let us take inspiration from Sarah's story. Let us strive to uphold the values she embodied, and let us remember the power we hold as individuals to make a difference. Thank you for watching.